tell you something. There ain't another love that is gonna hold you down like that. You didn't think I'd be here waiting all night, all night. I'm here to tell you something. There ain't another love that is gonna hold you down like that. You didn't think I'd be here waiting all night, all night. I'm here to tell you something. There ain't another love that is gonna hold you down like It's hard that I can say you're too far for me to chase you. It's too hard to rearrange you. No, it's hard for you to face it. Girl, you thought that you replaced me. It's too hard to rearrange you. It's too hard to rearrange you.
I can't lie, I'm so sick of the negativity. Always the constant arguing. Everywhere you go. Look, if somebody doesn't want to be called love, don't call them love. It's really simple. There's no reason to argue it. There's no reason to question it. There's no reason it should even offend you. It's pretty simple, rule of society. Somebody asks you not to do something because it makes them feel uncomfortable. Typically, you don't do it. It's not a life changer. It's not gonna harm or hurt you in any way to respect somebody else's wishes. Now, I understand that there are some content creators and people on the internet who address their communities in cutesy ways. And they call their community love, loves, besties, cutie. I call you guys cuties. See, I call you guys cuties. So it's understandable when somebody embraces that kind of community and cultivates that kind of community even. It's more understandable. I just don't like it. I don't like pet names, and I especially don't like pet names when somebody that I don't know uses them.
Proud of my new badge.
It's pretty easy, you know? Don't call me cutie. Hey, cutie. See? Except I kind of know more than I know. Kind of know more than I know others in chat. So there's an understanding that I can tease him because it's a tease and it's just that. Anyways, it's not that serious, chat. You could call me uncle. You could call me Tia. You could call me Uncle P. You can call me Sasha or Sashi, but definitely not Sash or Sasha. Only one person. No, darling is gross. I don't like it. See, darling, it's... These pet names are either one or two things. They're too cute, in my opinion, for my personality. Or they evoke something that is too romantic. And that makes me, both of those things make me uncomfortable. Because darling, sweetie, those are things that my dad would say to me. You're not my dad, chat. You're not my dad. And that's a special bond. It was a special bond. And so that is something that I associate as a love between parent and child. Something that made me feel warm and fuzzy, and I like that because it was my dad. If somebody else tries to do that, it makes me uncomfortable because it makes me feel like they are trying to break through and personalize too much. You'd hate the UK, dearie, duck, and love are all used so much. But see, I'm talking about, well, first I'm talking online, right? There's a big difference. Ow!
I thought we were the acoustic chat. I'm rude.
Oh, this is... Oh my god. I heard the first part. All thought we were the acoustic chat, Uncle Brew Brew. Brother, Khan, brother. Is it still Scottish Khan or are we back to Turkey Khan? Thank you, brother, for the hundo. Thank you very much, much obliged. Thank you, thank you. Zoburbia, thank you for the 1 year. New badge hype, hell yeah. Okay, so it's too early, not for me. The thing is, there's a big difference like between these things happening online. And then like, I don't know. I feel like there are a lot of people, even IRL, that are cultivating these really exaggerated over the top personas, and it's so annoying because I get the UK thing. Gobble Kingdom, got it. Can mean so many things though, be careful. So there's a cultural thing, right? Like, yes, I know that in the UK people use these terms and it's quite commonplace and regular. And so something that is fitting to where you are doesn't necessarily bother me so much. But then there are people that like abuse the word love. Hey love, hey lovely, hey love. Shut the fuck up, I'm not your love. I don't even know you like that. And it feels forced and annoying, like they just learned these cute little words from the internet. I forgot about that. Brother. I'm not gonna do that to you. Brother Turkey Khan. Thank you for the 100 gifties, brother. Thank you very much. Much obliged, brother. Thank you, thank you. Unstoppable. Champion, even. Hey, lover. Hey, lover. This is Mark Crush. Remember the Larry? Larry. You got me there for a second before I finished reading that. So, when I'm IRL, and it's somebody that I feel is... It's a natural thing for them to do. It bothers me less. Then there are people where it bothers me. Look, we don't need to like every human we come across, right? But we could be polite and understanding. I think that's a pretty basic decency, right? And sometimes we can't explain why we don't like the way somebody does something. It's just a feeling. Just like, I don't like when you do that, but it doesn't bother me when that person does that. Why? Maybe because it feels more natural coming from one person than it does the other. I don't know. But definitely online, it's not a thing I love. Sometimes I do see people in chat say, dear. So sometimes I see people in chat say dear. And it used to bother me. It doesn't bother me as much anymore, only because I know that that is a word that is used commonly in other places a lot. And I know, and I don't feel that people are using the word to try and like cross boundaries or become too personal either. There's only one deer in here, Chucky. Deer would bother the heck out of me. And some people are just annoying, exactly. Some people are just annoying. If Quad was here, he would say, yeah, you. Did you stop talking yet? You can usually tell if it's their local dialect versus trying to force an endearing term, yeah. I have a friend who calls everyone honey, but it feels so natural when she says it like, oh, diner waitress puts you at ease. Yeah, like... Brother, Turkey, God, thank you very much for another 100 gifties, brother. Thank you, Turkey Khan. Thank you very much, much obliged. Unbelievable. Thank you so much. forgot where I was going with that. Totally forgot where I was going. Anyways.
I've nurtured every sensation man has been inspired to have.
Your nudes peaked at 3rd position in weekly growth.
Matt, can you put whatever you're talking about in sub chat? Just link it there real quick. I'll let the mods know it's cool. Thank you for the 666. You forgot. This happens a lot while live. Bless your heart, dear. See, now I know you're messing with me, so it's funny because you're trolling. Forcing. Yeah, the waitress thing. Yeah, like when I hear, again, some people just feels more natural. If I meet somebody from the South and they're saying, they even like sweetie, love, honey, it feels more natural somehow. It doesn't bother me so much. Oh, here's one that bothers me. Everyone says y'all now. Everybody says y'all now. And all I'll say is that that's funny to me because I feel embarrassed for some people when they say it. Ain't nothing wrong with that, except it's vernacular people have learned on the internet. And it feels it goes back to the feeling completely forced thing. If it's said sarcastically, though, typically you understand it's said sarcastically, and then it's fine because, you know, most intelligent people will be able to discern that. I grew up saying y'all. I'm from New York, Harlem. I only learned it was Southern when I moved to Kentucky. Again, it also, what I'm like, part of the point is, many times you can feel when it's natural for somebody to say and when it's forced. I know a lot of people from the East Coast that say y'all. I know a lot of people from Sacramento. I'm from Sacramento. I grew up with a lot of people saying that, but again, LA, same. But some people force it, and I, again, feel embarrassed for them. Hell, a lot of y'alls. It doesn't even make sense, and I love it. Dude, this track goes hard. I need to like do a separate, because I always use a copyright free playlist. They've been having some like good stuff lately, but the playlist is so long. I need to save stuff. I can't stop saying bye, bitches, honest to Jedi Master Yoda. I like bye, bitches. What's up, Zona? Yes, I'm gonna vlog. I'm gonna do some short form content later. Not a YouTube vlog, but a short vlog later. I'm not streaming it. It's just gonna be vlogged. And then, tomorrow, chat. Tomorrow, we're gonna be doing IRL. And I'm very excited for it. I don't know. Should I say what it is or should I keep it a secret? It's gonna be night my time, so all you West Coast people will be fine. Free pleb jail tour. If I could do that for you, Brookie, I would. Keep it secret, keep it safe, secret, surprise us. No. East Coasters will be fine. I'm in France right now. West Coast, East, all you stateside people will be fine. No, enough secrets. So, you're gonna dine at... You're gonna dine at Sexy Tacos Monaco? Hell no. You guys would have to... I would have to make that a sub-goal. There's no way. There is no effing way. Actually, there is a part of me that's sickly curious how bad that food is, you know what I mean? So I will start. So the highlight of the stream, like the very important part, it's all important because you guys will be there, but the highlight will be at the end, like the tail end. So I'll start the stream. I'm not 100% sure the start time yet, but I'll start around like 4:30, 5:30 my time probably. 16:30. I was 16:30 to 17:30. It could be better than Great Personality Tacos in Paris. Is that one of those places that just puts like a flour tortilla and then random vegetables and calls it a taco? I have watered the plants. Yes, I actually have a water bottle dedicated to watering them. Thank you, Farfetch. I was told there'd be no math. Okay. Another funny thing, I'll share this with you.
Walk across the toast.
Walk across the toast.
Then we take the surprise. So just put your eggs just on your toast.
It so doesn't go with this other song mine. My brain is like, I don't know which beat to follow. Brother, Turkey God, out here with another 100 gifties. Thank you, brother. Thank you very much. Much obliged. Thank you. Unbelievable. Champion. Oh, other thing that is not, I won't keep a surprise from you guys. So I saw the chef, the great chef, Marco Pierre White, post something from France. And you know, that doesn't mean he's necessarily here. It could have been a week ago. Could have been 2 days ago. Could have been now and he's gone already. Anyways. She forgot what she saw. I doubt his Instagram even gets open, but I sent a very long DM to him asking if he would like to collab, because I'm also in France. And so no 1% chance that he says yes, I'll make that happen. And then I saw this cooking video. that I think it's like his management's Instagram posted of him though. I just shared that because I love his poetry. Can't hold a candle to Ratatouille. Facts. So you're saying there's a chance. Always believe, always have faith. I can maybe cook for him and he can judge my cooking. Grilled cheese cook-off. Dude, you just posted a video of scrambled eggs with salmon. It's like, how the hell do you make that look so good? I don't even like scrambled eggs are my least favorite way of eating eggs. Probably my least favorite. Nah, I take that back. They're all right. But they're like, he talks about making the eggs and that you have to cook them slowly. And I know that. So I think sometimes I just don't have patience to do it. Because I know to get them to be the best, you have to do it slow. Ew! No! Ketchup on your eggs? You sicken me. Only a fool beats his eggs, you said. Wait, what? Do you guys also think ketchup is spicy? Do they do that? Don't they do that in Japan? I don't know. But sambal is another story. Sambal is freaking delicious. But yeah, ketchup is sweet. That's what I was getting at. A lot of Japanese snacks tend, even when they're supposed to be salty, tend to have like a little sugar or sweetness to them. So it wouldn't surprise me. Okay, is there a video of Gordon Ramsay and Marco Pierre White's eggs? Egg differences? You know what I did try? Deal, thank you for the gifted sub. Thank you, thank you. Like a year ago, I found this ketchup with yuzu in it, and it was legitimately one of the best things I've ever tried. And then I mixed it with some of another hot sauce that I had. Dude, I did it when I did the fake crab cake video. Oh man, and I can't find it now. I found the bottle for sale online, so if I want it, I'm gonna have to buy it online now. They don't have it in the store anymore. But it was the Kewpie brand. I accidentally got syrup on my eggs as a kid, and it was surprisingly good. Ugh. Gross. That would have freaked me out as a kid.
I saw gifted subs chart, and in first position is someone who gifted more than subs to one streamer.
What's up, Corellia? Welcome to stream. Ah, what did my chat just went really far back. That was weird. I remember kindergarten. I was looking for the divorciado. Oh, here. When I was in Mexico, they had divorced eggs. It's eggs with 2 different salsas. It was really good. Yes, they do that on a lot of foods. It's called divorciado. So if you, like, you could do it with enchiladas. You could do it with a lot of different dishes. And I love that because, like, when I make enchiladas, I can never decide if I want salsa roja or salsa verde, green or red sauce, you know? So I started doing half and half when I make them. And then I say, why not both? So in Mexico, yes, it's common that you could find dishes that you can ask for like that. Oh, so good. Dude, if you go back, go to Oaxaca. Like, I cried eating food. What's wrong with me? You must go there. The food is insane. Insane. Hola, ¿qué tal? Bienvenidos. That's all I got for you. Favorite restaurant in Chicago? Bienvenido. No. No. You know what? I haven't been to Chicago in, years. So I don't have a favorite restaurant in Chicago. Cheesecake Factory. I always eat really good in Chicago though. Like, it's hard to find bad food there. And what's wrong with me? Unfurls Walgreens receipt linked list. Actually, at CVS. No, Berkey. Anything but deep dish. Anything but deep dish. Oh. You know how I'm not like a Corby who's super passionate about hot dogs. But the Chicago dog surpasses a New York dog any day of the week. I don't know why. When I was a child, I actually cried over deep dish. It wasn't a happy cry like the food in Mexico though. It was a legitimate cry. A pathetic cry. So when I was a kid, I hated anything that was like super saucy, like sauce overload, I hated. It was just too much for me. So I was with my mom and my aunt and they're like, you wanna get pizza? I was like, yeah, pizza. They order a pizza. I remember it, clear as day, delivered to the house we were at. It arrives and it's just a sopping pool of tomato sauce. And I was like, where are the toppings? Where's the cheese? Where is the cheese? Bread casserole. And like, there was no wasted food in our house. Not that it was our house, but you know how it goes. You eat what's in front of you. I legitimately cried. I was so sad. It's an insult that deep dish seems to represent us. The best we have is nothing to do with deep dish. I agree. And that's how you became a super villain. Oh, Matt, thank you for the 666. I saw, give us a subs chart first. Says she's gonna get to 2 billion. What the what? Is that streamer still streaming? Is this why you don't like saucy pastas? Correct. When I was a kid, I didn't eat pasta because that was what pasta was to me. I hated it. And now I've learned. Did you try having good pasta? Well, it's kind of hard when the only vision of pasta was the worst quality pasta in a glass jar of flavorless tomato sauce thrown into a dish. And like cardboard shavings called cheese. We didn't have a culture of pasta. I love pasta now. Because I learned that that's not real pasta. I mean, it's real, it's something. One of those cold mornings where your bones hurt. Ugh. No, I'm not Italian. I just love Italian food. Want a toaster? You mean real like craft? Mm-hmm. What about I didn't have penne pasta till I was like late teenager, probably. If you must choose between pasta or pizza in Italy, pasta. Do you know how many ways? Because look, now you're gonna make me wax poetic about pasta. Like, there are so many ways to make pasta. There's so many pasta types. There's so many flavors. Pasta's for the wealthy? Dude, it's called cucina povera for a reason. But the poor kitchen, unless you're talking about putting caviar on your pasta, I don't know what the hell you're talking about. Have you tried spaghetti alla sassina? I don't think so. I feel like somebody asked me this in chat before. Let me look it up. What's that, Neon? Or going, yeah, unless you're using like super expensive ingredients, caviar, white truffles. It's from Barezzi. Is that body? Oh yeah. No, I never tried this, Neon. I should try making this on secret sauce. Yeah, it's from Bari. Puglia. It's prepared differently from other spaghetti dishes. Instead of being boiled in salted water and finished in sauce, the pasta is cooked directly in the pan, traditionally cast iron. A broth typically made of tomato sauce diluted with water is gradually added to the pan as the pasta absorbs it, similar to a risotto. As it absorbs the sauce, it cooks directly on the pan surface, developing significant browning and a distinctive crispy texture. I just eat pasta with gold flakes and I need that extra fanciness, darling. Here's that clip. Scramble eggs battle. Let's check this out. Bricky's trying to trigger the Italians in chat. I break my pasta in half. Thank you, Viz, for the link.
How'd you take scrambled eggs?
I think it was a fad on YouTube a while back. They're gonna be like, look at this new way I made, this new invention I made, and then all the times from Puglia came out killing them. I would never troll chat. Why do Italian people claim tomatoes? They all came from Mexico. I don't think they claim them. I think it's just now in modern times becomes such an important part of their cuisine. All right, let's check this video out. Where is this? Your hair today looks like Corey Feldman's when he's doing a micro. Dude, one day my hair was so perfect, like unbelievable. Well, perfect in my vision of perfect. Like I was really happy with my hair that day. I was feeling my hair one day. And Webb posted in our Discord chat, he goes, her Halloween costume already decided. And it was, which Michael was it? It was Michael. Which Michael was it? I think it was the History album era of Michael. White, wearing like white and gold maybe. I'm pretty sure it was. No, Michael Jackson. Myers? Hold on, let me see. Damn it, now I'm gonna see if I can find it. He's like, she doesn't even have to try this year. From Web. The problem is I don't know if he said Michael. Remember when Mike went emo? No, it wasn't that long ago. Okay, what if I type Halloween? We found our Halloween fit for this year. Found it! I found it! Let me... I'll just share the screen. It's gonna be 10 times easier sharing the screen. Okay, so Quad always trolls me, and he like posts screen grabs of me next to who he thinks I look like that day. Brother, turkey Khan out here with another 100 gifties. Thank you very much, brother. Thank you so much. Much obliged. The champ. GG's. OG. Thank you very much. Much obliged. Obliged muchly. Okay, so Quad always does these screen grabs. And he does side by sides of like who I look like that day. Actually, so it was Quad that originally posted it. It was actually Quad that originally posted it. Here we go. Wait, no, it was Web. I didn't get it wrong. Quad. No one can escape. Quad. Guy in her chat. Her hair. Oh, somebody in chat said it too. Her hair looks like Mike's and Remember the Time. What do we think? I think her hair is longer. And then Quad replied with the side by side. Shit. And then he said, we found our Halloween fit for this year. Same time, Web, same time, working on it. But the problem is that he had all the ideas that we talked about throughout the year. The problem is, I was like, oh, this is it. I was like, I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna make it happen. And of course I forgot until like, I don't know, a month before Halloween, and then it was too late to get the outfit. So sad. Oh, and then my backup outfit, because I usually on stream, I usually do like 2 to 3 costumes for Halloween. So my backup outfit, or other option outfit, not even a backup, I think I posted it for you guys, but I needed a shirt. And what I got, let's just say it was a black shirt with a logo, okay? Pretty easy to find on the internet. What I got instead was a really ugly color purple shirt that had really bad cursive font. Kind of like the Live, Laugh, Love fonts. Really cheesy cursive font with sparkles, and it's in a big old mermaid, and it said like world's best mermaid grandma on it or something. And yeah, that was an interesting experience trying to explain that to Amazon. It didn't compute. They were like, we don't get it. So you got the shirt. It says delivered. Okay, it's not even worth this. Just close the chat. I'm closing the chat. I'm not wasting any more time dealing with this. Anyways, I never got the shirt I needed. It never arrived in time. I guess so many people wanted it for Halloween, which was shocking. That Halloween was a bust. No, I think I actually ended up having a pretty good one. That was last year. All right, let's check this out. Oh, I need to adjust the volume first for you, chat. You got some clothes that look different than the pictures. I mean, that happens a lot on the internet for sure. Especially when you just have these drop shippers that sell thousands of items, you know? All right, chat, let me know if this volume is good for you or if it needs to be louder.
But how do you take scrambled eggs and smoked salmon and make them 3-dimensional?
My perfect breakfast, scrambled egg.
I think it needs to be, it's good? I was gonna say maybe louder. I'll turn it up for myself just a little bit then. Okay.
But how do you take scrambled eggs and smoked salmon and make them three-dimensional?
My perfect breakfast, scrambled egg, sauteed mushrooms and tomato.
Most people like to take their eggs and whisk them with a fork and turn them into baby food.
Oh yeah, this is, ew, slap, slap, slap. But how our 20-year-old alpha boys will make fake podcasts if drop shipping does not exist? Dude, it's crazy. The amount of creators, influencers that sell things that you're like, nobody's buying this. We know how funneling works. There's like 1% of people buying this. I think it's really difficult, unless you're like Mr. Beast, right? Or in the top 1%. I think it's incredibly difficult to sell. I mean, I drop ship, like don't get me wrong, but I'm talking about the drop shippers that have thousands of items in a huge warehouse and they sell it as low as possible to have zero competition. Last year, a kid told me I was an idiot for having the 9 to 5. Okay, you want to know? Don't. Yeah, that I'm sure you were laughing inside, laughing at him inside. Yeah, like Mr. Beast kind of thing is one thing. I get that, like it's easy to sell things like t-shirts. Yeah, that stuff's let's say like easy. If you have a community, sure, it's easy enough to sell t-shirts, hoodies, hats, like everyday wear, right? But I'm talking about, I get asked to be sent product all the time. And then I like look at the brands and I'm like, who is it? Like, what is this brand? And they're not even affordable things necessarily, I would say, for the average person. And then you look and it's like, oh, it's the brand of this person. And I'm like, who's buying this stuff? Part of me thinks there's whatever. It's not, has nothing to do with me, but part of my brain goes to conspiracy of like, there's gotta be somebody, some money laundering happening here. Cause some of the shit just doesn't make sense at all. I work on Mr. Beast store and we make everything. It isn't drop shipping. I didn't say Mr. Beast was drop shipping. I said, if you clean your ears, close your 1,000 tabs. I said that he, as an example, is one of the few that could sell things to his audience at a high level. Whereas all the other hundreds of thousands of creators don't have that same.
Sasha, darling. How are you today? I finally have the Miss May Girl Lavender Chat identity. Here's for 6 months. Scray heart, scray wormy, scray hey.
Anyways, not everybody has that power. And by the way, I highly doubt you work for him. I highly doubt you work for him. I would need proof. There was a Turkish influencer who used TikTok live for money laundering. That's insane. It doesn't shock me though. Now he just promotes moldy lunchable copycats and he's probably making bank too. Dr. Fitz, thank you for the 6 months. Thank you. So this is similar to the video I reshared on Instagram earlier. I shared a short version, but it's not the side-by-side. It's just the Marco Pure white one. Proof is in the pudding. Yeah, there's just too many things. Like, it would be like if I woke up tomorrow and started trying to sell... I don't know, water, bottled water. Like, How does that make sense? I woke up and I started selling really generic jewelry. Nobody's gonna buy that. Why is anybody gonna buy that? So there's a huge disconnect in some of these products I see and the people that are supposedly the creators of these online brands. Like the products don't fit the brand of that person. Or like random hot girl influencers who, hot girl influencers who we know that 75% of their audience is men are selling clothing and not merch, right? We're not talking about merch with their cute logos, t-shirts, hoodies, sweatshirts, hats. We're talking about more than streetwear. We're talking about like skirts, blouses, things like this, and they're selling for $400 for a skirt, $500 for a skirt. Like, who the hell are you? And B, who the hell is buying this? Nobody's buying this stuff. Where's Zorada? He can tell us what's up. Oh, not the programming courses. No. Yes, I have merch. I need to update my merch, though. I need to do new stuff. Sasha, promote your future water company, I see. People buy bath water. Right. And you know what? The bath water actually checks out. Because if 75% of your audience is horny dudes, and you sell your bath water, even for the memes, that checks out. Selling a skirt that costs $400 does not check out. Have you noticed people online, when they want to sound intellectually superior, they tend to use the word slop to describe things they don't like? I know I gotta write the girl back. People will try a new product if they like the store. That's why I think maybe like if people are passionate about a product, maybe it's better to create your new brand and not necessarily attach it to your online persona, right? So let it stand alone as its own brand. And people think just because they have 4 or 5 million followers, it's going to be easy to then sell this thing. And it's not. Like sadly, I think the Wi-Fi blocking crystals might be selling. Brother Cod, thank you for another gifted sub. Thank you, brother. Yeah, Russell Brand is selling a necklace that's supposed to block 5G. An amulet that is on a necklace. Paris Hilton perfume sold. Yeah, but Paris has a cult of personality. She has a celebrity that was pre-social media. So that actually checks out. And a lot of celebrities end up going to perfumes anyways. She has a pre-social media fame that has just more power in that way. And funny enough, I always talked about wanting to do my own perfume, and then I was trolling at how people just invent their experiences. And now I'm like, man, I really want to go do this course, but I'm not gonna. It's too far, and I think it's a course that would be better to do in the springtime, anyways. But still, like, if $1,000 a gram, hell no. But let's say, like, I wanted to do that because I'm truly passionate about scents and perfumes. Like, I've talked about that on my stream, but the amount of people I tried becoming a nose exactly meows. You know where my mind is going. So if I were to do that, yes, there are people here in chat that have heard me talk about this. But the other part of my audience who's not always on stream or doesn't even watch my streams, maybe they watch just the short content or just the YouTube content. I would have to start programming it into their heads that, like, hey, this is something I'm really passionate about before I were to ever try and sell that thing. Because otherwise, it doesn't compute. They're not going to have that idea associated with me whatsoever. So I would have to start talking about it more. But I've been creating my own scents and smells and blends since like 2015. Nobody knows that. And I'm terrible at that kind of stuff. I'm terrible about talking about that kind of stuff. Maison Francis Kirkdigan is the best. You know, I've seen that here. I've never smelled it. I've only seen it for sale here. Am I still gonna try a secret sauce? I don't know. I'm getting like I'm getting the final days pressure, you know, when you're like, oh my God, there's so many things I wanted to do that I didn't do, that I can do, that blah, blah, blah. So I'm trying to take deep breaths one thing at a time. I finally have a doctor's appointment for my ankle here. So I'm just gonna try to not overwhelm myself. But after stream today, I am doing a mini vlog that is food related. So it won't be for YouTube, it'll just be for social media. Because I don't think I'll be able to wrangle my camera, my batteries, everything in time. And then tomorrow, if you guys missed it, white people, thank you for the gifted sub. Thank you. Tomorrow, we're doing our next IRL chat. And this is gonna start like around 4:30, 5:30 my time, 16:30 to 17:30. And then the highlight of that, it's all good. It's all, I have everything planned, but the highlight is towards the end of the stream. And then, okay, I'll spoil it. I'm not gonna spoil tomorrow for you guys.
Okay.
Hey Sasha, how you been?
I won't spoil tomorrow for you guys, but maybe I'll spoil this part. Is that I'm really close to Piemonte. I mean, not really close. It still will be hours, but like close enough that I kind of want to try and eat some truffles because it is peak truffle season. It's something I've always wanted to do. And my friend, I was texting her on stream actually. She sent me a contact. So I'm going to hit that person up. And if I can organize something at one of their restaurants, mushroomy truffle. If I can organize something, I'll either stream it or vlog it. I'm a little nervous because if it's, I told her I asked her, I would like to do two things. I would like to do something more like foresty, truffle diller, and then also get a restaurant experience. So I have to write them and see what they say. But I'm also not gonna force anything. Truffle Pigger Riot. Retro Kid, thank you for the 28 months. So Anna IRL is gonna go to a karaoke bar and sing 5 back for All right, I got distracted. What else is new? Let's finish this. I'll start it over. We're only 15 seconds in.
But how do you take scrambled eggs and smoked salmon and make them three-dimensional? Most people like to take their eggs and whisk them with a fork and turn them into baby food. I don't. A little bit of parsley. Just give it some life.
Give it some life.
Et voila. When you eat it, you get toast, egg, and smoked salmon, and a bit more texture with the poached egg. Enjoy.
He not only...
Someone told me that
He not only gave you the best scrambled eggs, but also a poached egg on top. Smoked Simon is killing me, I know. I don't think Gordon Ramsay slept that night. Sniff, sniff. It looks expensive, but I ordered the pancakes, boomer. Yeah, I want my eggs yellow too. I agree. That parsley, you would eat it. See, that's the thing. And that's what inspired me to do secret sauce is people say things like that. It looks expensive. The most, I will give it to you, that salmon, depending on where you live, can be expensive. I'll give you guys that. That is true. I would say it's pretty affordable in California. But then again, everything's expensive. So, but that's how you make simple ingredients not only look, but taste delicious. You know what's crazy though? How is anything affordable? You just like, you're born there, you're raised there, and you're brainwashed into thinking it's normality. That being said, you can still make delicious food on a budget, homemade, and meal prep, and stay healthy. But the sick thing is, there's a lot of industry, right? So like in America, you can invent yourself to be anything. We talked about that on stream the other day. You can really invent yourself to be anything. And the food industry especially has so many middlemen, which end up increasing the cost, let's say, for restaurants, which then increases the cost to its customer. And then, of course, the restaurants also have to deal with the reality of like prices being raised on rent and ridiculous things like that. Anyways, the crazy thing is you can go drive in Central California or anywhere in Northern California, and you could go buy like 10 artichokes for $1 sometimes. When's the last time you saw one artichoke for sale for less than $4? So, annoying. Yes, it's annoying. Anyways, now I want to watch this. Do you guys want to watch this clip real quick? but you're spending money for gas to get them. Yeah, I'm not gonna go drive to Central California to buy artichokes. It's a point. Or you drive down south.
Every sensation man has been inspired to have.
Sadly, if egg is not scrambled rock hard, it gives me the shits.
Or if you want to go south, a lot of people cross the border into Mexico to get their produce. Although that's changed because they changed a lot of the food import laws in recent years. But there are also farms down south where you can buy things super cheap. So it just sucks that what used to be your affordable way to get produce and other foods, farmers markets, are now a fashionable thing that are just as expensive, if not more, than the regular grocery store. Food in Canada is super expensive. That's disgusting. Have you tried it this way, though? Thank you for the 666, Matt. I think we've watched this clip.
You kicked out 8 people in the last 2 weeks. What were the reasons for that?
I think that's right. 8 people in 2 weeks. God, I'm below par.
Why did you do it?
That's all. They must have knocked off an O. They must have knocked off an O.
Why did you do it?
Why did I do it? Well, basically, I'm here 18 hours.
The mic is no good. Can we do a secret sauce for mic quality? Simple ingredients. Fix the mic, please. See you. So many subs and our mic is terrible. Not for me. Simple ingredients. You've been threatening to leave the chat. I think you just need some attention. You want a little huggy hug? You know who else has a shit mic quality? Kai. I think he's doing quite all right. But I'll give you a little hug. I know you need some attention. Come here. Come here. Come here. That feel good? You needed some attention today? You need some attention today? Yeah, Jogger, they actually did change the laws in recent years. Watch out for the forehead. They actually made it illegal. We can't even bring tomatoes in anymore. So messed up. So again, conspiracy theory brain, it's because people are trying to put the money into the pockets of, I don't know, distributors, right? So you limit, monopolize, make it difficult for the everyday person to obtain things for humane prices. It's almost like they found a way to exploit food too. Yep, food is a weapon. You can rub my knee. Sinfully delicious. Brother Khan, thank you for the gifted to random. Thank you.
Hours a day, 6 days a week. This is like my house. This is like my home. When I cook every night, it's cooking for people who hopefully are appreciative. And as I say, 90-95% are very appreciative. You've got that other 5% who are incredibly rude, obnoxious. They click their fingers, they arrive late. And I don't want those people in my house. If I came to your house for a dinner party and I was obnoxious, I was rude, I was late, you gonna tolerate me? You know, really, aren't you? But just because they're paying for it, they think they can be rude and obnoxious. Well, in Harvard, they don't get a bill. You just ask them to leave. I don't want their money.
No, I didn't make that.
I cook more for my dog than myself. Dang. Looks like a guy who played Dracula in BBC miniseries. He said,
himself cry. That was his choice to cry.
Doesn't anyone want to help me? No? You've all got better things to do? Well, Well, if it's necessary, yes, then yes. If it's not, then no. Don't ask me a stupid question. Basically, these lobsters have come fresh from the sea this morning, and I suppose if I was a lobster, I'd prefer to end up in my own hands than someone else's hands. Can you imagine? I mean, at least I'm going to get a good Christian death here, do you know what I mean?
No.
Onions.
Great marriage. You get your act together, boys, for sake. Come on, you get out the... Hey, come here, come here, come here, come here, come here. What the
No idea, man.
Hey?
You made changes to it since you started doing it?
No.
Lloyd's coming in for lunch. Does he eat at Harvey's a lot?
Yes.
You've become quite friendly with him, haven't you?
Yes.
There's nothing like monosyllabic answers, is there?
No.
Angrily chops onions. Now mushrooms.
Fine, you can go.
Then there's no...
The door's over there.
No, but if you're not going to
You
cooperate...
know, all I've got to do is make...
no...
All I've got to do is make the sauce.
Yeah, but how...
That is what I'm being paid for.
Yeah.
Not being paid for anything else, to make the sauce.
But I...
This is like trying to force De Niro to be somebody else in an interview. He said what he said. He said what he said, man. Let him do what he does well. Oh, he's so cool. If his people respond to me on Instagram, I'm gonna say, can you teach me how to chop onions without looking? That's one, as much as I love cooking, I never learned how to chop quickly. Quickly and well. No reply yet. Hold on, my vlog thing for tonight. La 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 la. Okay. If they don't write me back, I'm gonna write the management page. No, this is like different clips of Marco Pierre White.
was engaging you in something. So
Sorry,
that
I didn't want to cut myself.
But you can listen and you can cooperate. There's just
No, I
not
can't.
much
Wow.
point in doing
I can't, I'm sorry.
I understand your grammar and I understand your
If you wish me
needs
to
in a
cut
kitchen.
myself...
I understand your grammar. Dude, this lady's never been in a kitchen in her own home.
And I'll do it for you. I'll do what is ever expected of me to do.
Okay, well, just
If you want me
carry
to chop
on.
the chicken, I'll chop the chicken. If you want me to chop the mushrooms, I'll chop the mushrooms. If you want me to make the sauce, I'll make the sauce.
Okay,
But don't
just
expect
carry
me
on.
to sell my heart.
Yeah, he did.
Never expect...
He loves it.
Get rid of the film crew. They're such an intrusion, aren't they?
I've been doing that for the last 6 weeks.
At the end of the day, we've got to get results. I don't care how we get them. I don't care how many boys we've got to go through to get them. When would you like to come, madam? I can't do you. I'm full. I've got to do you. I'll tell you what I can do for you. I can do you at 9:30. You're desperate, are you?
He liked
Your
that.
number.
What did I
In
say?
your bedroom.
He said, you're desperate, are you? He liked the sound of that. Oh my God. Oh goodness. Hold on, your number in your bedroom.
Number. Would you like to give me your number? And your bedroom number? That sounds rather nice. Room 20. I'll have you a nice table. Bye-bye. Who is calling? I'm sorry, Marco is in Paris today. He will not be back until Tuesday the 30th. Yes. You can ask me anything. But whether you get an answer is another question. Harvey's restaurant, good morning. Have you got the right number for the head chef? Who would you like to speak to? Yes, we've got 3 of them.
Klaus Kinski of cooking.
Thank you. Bye-bye. It is Marco White speaking, yes. Bye-bye, sir. Hello, Harvey's restaurant.
Hello, Harvey's.
Will you please stop ringing up, Harvey's? You drive me crazy, okay? Bye-bye.
And now he's went from French to Italian.
He can phone me in the morning and scream and shout down the phone. This is good enough, that is good enough. And slam the phone down on me.
You know what's insane? I actually...
A woman looks at me like uncle looks at food.
Dude, I flinched because I saw it before I heard it that time. Oh, and I still couldn't... and I still couldn't, like, control anything. Oh, that's good. Brother, Khan. Brother Turkey Khan, thank you for another hundo. Much obliged. Thank you, brother. Thank you, OG. Maybe cutting onions will help.
Phoned back up 10 minutes later and said, how are you, darling? Well, no, you know, it's great, really. It's one big game.
I've never seen one before, you know that?
I'm surprised you haven't used it.
Fat content's not high enough.
If you've got the serious Marco, you've got a problem. If you've got the other Marco, then you know you can have a good time with him.
Oh,
A difficult guy to work.
I just remembered I made all this broth. Oh, I made all this broth and I forgot to freeze it. What a waste of time. It's gone. When he said the fat content isn't high enough, it reminded me because the chicken was so good, man. And the cartilage jelly afterwards was like the thing of miracles and beauty. Yeah, from the chicken. Man. And it was tasting so good. Oh, this guy is really real. There would be no Gordon without him. Stock is pretty stable. Nah, it was, let's see. Did I take a picture of it? I said to myself, I did it on Saturday. I made it Saturday. I filtered it Sunday. And then I said to myself, if I don't eat it Monday, I need to freeze it Monday. So 1, 2, 3, 4 days. I'll give it a sniff test. You son of a...
One of us. Hopefully one day we will all reach adulthood.
One of us. Oh my God. Never gonna happen. At least I didn't flinch that time. 4 days. Brother Turkey Khan, thank you for another hundo, brother. Thank you, OG. GG's. Thank you very much. Much obliged. Absolute madness. 1 day later, it might be okay. Yeah, please finish your sentence. 1 day, I'll give it a sniff test. You were saying you son of a... son of a bitch, bye. Gives you 7 days. I'll give it a sniff test. But I really... Oh, man, how did I forget that? I'll get a sniff and taste test. Like a little... I'll give it a little lick. Bish, please, let me get keys. Are we best beforing? It felt like it was longer than 4 days, I guess. If it smells better than shot, it's okay. Nothing bad in there could escape your super nose. Yeah, I'll look at it, sniff it, taste test. But it definitely needs to be frozen.
Work with though.
Impossible, I would say. I mean, obviously you've got to be a very special person to work alongside someone like that. Someone who's very eager to learn. Take Marco's tantrums. I couldn't.
I'd agree with you there, because I came from poverty and now I live a rich lifestyle.
How long do I 17 kingfish? How long do I 17? How long? 4 minutes, Marco! Got 2. Fish.
We're all too scared to challenge it. We've run out.
Harry, where's Harry? Harry!
He's gonna kill me.
Harry, what are you doing? Have you run out of fish, Harry?
No, Marco. I counted. There was more than 85, but I have no idea where they are.
They just swam off, didn't they?
If you gave that to your mother, would she be happy?
Not with the way it is right now.
One of the few, because you've been married a few times, is there on... I'm not being smart.
I'm very lucky.
I'm not, but you are very lucky.
I'm very lucky, Brendan. I found 3 ladies who wanted to marry me.
Yeah, plate is dirty. This plate is dirty. This plate is dirty.
Ignore them.
This is dirty. There you are. I wiped it for you.
Go and speak to someone else.
I like speaking to you, Ro. At least something comes back.
Good stuff. Anyways. You hope it's a character he's playing? But why? Call it? What? Now I'm trying to decide. See if she replied. Brother. Turkey can. Out here with another 100 gifties. Thank you, brother. GG's. Much obliged. Unstoppable. Champion. Brew. Constantly checking your phone to see if she replied. Desperate much? No, I'm dead. I'm dead. I want to tell Margot Pierre White I'm desperate. I'm trying to calculate how much time I need. I'm gonna set myself a reminder. Just so I don't go over. Yeah. Uncle has a crush on speed onion cutting. Dude, he did the no look. No looking. Just he not only ignored the lady, it was like a double layer of ignoring her. It's beautiful. weird. Oh, Jogger said I forgot to look at Discord a minute ago. It's messed up. It is. Totally. I ate lentils. Nothing special. Delicious though. You're gonna meet Marco before and he's not hot and young anymore. With that personality, he'll always be hot. And also, no, I wrote a DM on Instagram. I have, I'm not getting my hopes up, but I saw he was possibly in France. But always believe, chat! That's how you become a champion. Brother, Turkey Khan, out here with another 100 gifties. Thank you, brother. Unstoppable. GG's. Thank you very much. Much obliged. Flabbergasted. What was your message? Was it a 3 a.m. risky text? No, man, what the hell? Hope you did better than you did with Selma. I don't think I tried to DM Selma though. Interesting. I wonder if her DMs are open. He was giving you a chance until he saw you treated the poor chicken broth. Uncle, you up? Shoot for the stars. No, this was like right before I started stream actually. I saw him post a story in France, so I was like, okay. Because I reached out to, I did a bunch of stream planning this week. So I reached out to more local places. And then I saw that he posted from France. And I was like, screw it, take my chances. I also didn't try to DM Florence Pugh either. I just left the comment. But I got no reply. And I got no likes either, which is really hard to believe because it was a super, super memey comment that like mega fans of hers should have replied to. So that proves shadow bans exist. Okay. So yeah, even I did it while live. I posted the comment while live, and so a bunch of you guys went onto her account and couldn't even find my comment. Psst. Boo. Shadow bans. Never accept coffee from a non-Italian coffee maker. I think Greeks, Turks, Colombians, Ecuadorians, Guatemalans would beg to differ. Cubans. Next time I get rejected at the pub, remember I'm the West too. Australians do, I will say, Australians know how to do coffee surprisingly well, but it makes sense. All right. Oh, so I was thinking of playing this game and now it's taking too long. That 5 hearts under one roof thing. But then that person that I was gonna maybe collab with said yes, and then now it's what always happens with streamers, unless you're IRL friends. So then I thought, what if I asked Susu? So I'm gonna write her. Tony, what's your name? Yeah, the fake accounts are getting really sophisticated too. No, she doesn't stream. We actually watched her last, well, the last YouTube video I was aware of. We watched this really well done YouTube video she did about streaming and just content in general. But then I wrote her a couple months ago. I just don't know where her head is at for collab. I mean, she said she will always be happy to collab, but like if she's not streaming and stuff, I don't know where her head is at with that. So I'm still gonna ask her though, because we always did good collabs. So I kind of want to hold off on that game. Did she do a goth set target? I didn't see that. Love it. She types as if she has at least 7 fingers on each hand. Mostly sponsored. Susu's my mom nickname, chat, now you know. Membership has its privileges. Oh, I had such a Looney Tunes cartoon moment last week. So in Europe, they sometimes have these metal bars at the end of parking spaces for private parking on the street. And they have a lock on them. That way somebody doesn't park in your parking spot. They sort of look like they could be a bike rack or something, right? But it's just one. Did it involve forehead? Thank goodness it didn't. Could have, but didn't. Similar to bike rack, just like a metal bar. And it folds down when you unlock it, so you could park. Well, my shoe came untied. And I see one of these bars with the car parked, and I was like, oh, cool. So I go to put my foot on it to tie my shoes so I don't have to bend over in public, because yes, if you're a girl and you're taught these things by your guy friends, never bend over. And then also because of my ankle, it's hard for me to fully squat still. Yeah, especially if you're alone. I mean, guys say this shit to each other too. So you never got trolled by your friends, you're missing out. But you learn, you don't bend over, right? You always do a full squat and turn your back away. Anyways, so I go to put my foot on this freaking metal bar. Guess what? Shit wasn't locked. It went boom, boom. It doubled down. It wasn't just once, but twice. So then I lost my balance, and then it went all the way down super fast, and then sprung up super fast and hit me in my shin. super hard. And I still have a bruise and it still hurts. So I've been massaging my chin. My chin. Been massaging my shin. Never dropped the soap. Exactly. Yeah. So, never trusting that again. Thankfully, not the same leg. You get, oh, thank you, Jogger. I do have a video about AI of 2. Okay. So I found a video that looked interesting that I didn't watch yet. And I thought it would be good to share on stream. And then Jogger sent me something else that they're both about AI. And I was like, oh, cool. I had something else I wanted to watch. So these would probably go well together. Have I ever had Gordon Ramsay's food? Like been to one of his restaurants?
Volts is available.
I don't think so, no. Oh yeah, Aldo Rain. The Game Awards, thank you for that. I wanted to look at that today too. Oh, Jogger! I thought of something. Oh. This is secret stuff, chat. Her trolling face. Answer? What did you say? I missed what was the question. Sifu? Dude, Twitch chat has been acting weird for me for months. Do you think there's a fashion blogger out there that goes by the name of Gordon Rams? Maybe a gotcha one. I wouldn't be surprised. Okay. Inglourious Bastards is spelled wrong, right? Yeah, it is spelled wrong. Wow, I remembered that. Shocking. Okay, I'm gonna go to the bathroom real quick and get a glass because I had these other water bottles in here that I forgot I had in here before I started stream. So I'm gonna get a glass for those. And then we're gonna watch these interesting AI themed videos that I wanted to watch with you guys. I haven't watched this yet. And then, yeah, I kind of want to wait to start 5 hearts. Maybe we could do more Sifu or something. Sifu or... I think it would be a mistake to get into Death Stranding now. What else was coming out this week? I think I'm caffeine hyper, so I'm probably speaking faster. Stalker, and then there was Stellar Blade DLC. Was it Stellar Blade DLC? The AI is becoming more efficient. Mortal Kombat Ghostface. Let me open up Steam. Stellar Blade Mirror. Nope. More jiggling. What was Stellar Blade? Why was Stellar Blade not a Steam game? Stellar Blade was not a Steam game. Where the hell did I have it? It looks like the DLC is just cosmetics. What? Oh, it's PlayStation? Well, oh man. I completely forgot. Wait. Okay, I was really disappointed that it was on PS5, but then if you're telling me it's just cosmetics, I'm not really missing out then. Dang. Just cosmetics. Oh, man. Okay. Well, then I'm not missing out, and I don't have as much FOMO. Everyone loves my Sasha Grey shirt. Hell yeah. Yeah, you finished the game with no armor, so exactly. Unless they give me a new skin suit. There are some mini quests tied to cosmetics and photo, but they're not that big of a deal. Dang. Oh well. We have Sifu. We have oh, and then if we ever wanted to go back into to Wukong, there are alternate paths we can also explore there. All right, I'll be right back. Will my streamer ever come back? Oh, thank you, Brookie. Time to drain the reserves. Woohoo! Brother Turkey Khan out here with another 100 gifties. Thank you very much. Thank you, brother. Thank you, OG. GG's. Buh. You're making white beans with ribs and bone turnip chorizo. That's so many things. First part sounded good, and then it was just like so many things. Feta cheese gray. All right, so let's check out these videos. I got my glass. I got my vitamins. I think the bruh emote is 7TV. I feel like we have it somewhere. We're gonna do, let's see. If you guys hate this video, just tell me. It's 24 minutes. But I think it's probably a very important, interesting video to watch. But if you guys get bored, just tell me. It sucks and move on. Yeah, I'm not sick anymore. Thank goodness. And a couple days ago, I went to a pharmacy and I got this sea salt nasal spray. Because I still had some congestion. And dude, shit was powerful. It helped a lot. Bored. Next.
My new instrument, Volts, is available now for free. I recorded it from over $200,000 of different synthesizers.
Just go to the scene sniff.
It all runs inside of a free plugin. If you want to check it out for yourself, if you created a song using AI, who owns the copyright to that song? Is it you? Is it the AI platform that you made it on? Is it nobody? Or is it the creator of the data that AI was trained on? Well, whatever answer you think you have, you're probably wrong. And I'm starting to get pretty worried that that's about to become a really big problem. If you are a musician or a YouTuber or an artist or a content creator of any kind, this is about to become a really damn important question, because this could be the thing that kickstarts the next great copyright claiming grift, not only here on YouTube, but across, I mean, basically every platform on the internet.
And by the way, this is already happening. There are tons of people that do false copyright claims all the time, and it's on autopilot, and I'm sure some of them are actually done by bots. It's absolute madness how much the system is abused. So this is going to be interesting, because I think with AI, it's just going to get that much worse. Claim this. So let's see. Heard many AI bots from different countries with spam claims because they use a known sample and claim it. So I used to listen to Chill Hop on stream because they had a deal with streamers. All you had to do is credit them in your about page, and you could use their music copyright free. And now my VOD channel is not monetized. I can't monetize my VOD channel because the amount of fake copyright claims that exist are out of this world. And I was in touch with the Chill Hop people a couple years ago, and we even talked about it, and they know it's a problem. It's such a bad problem that it's not fixable, so we just had to sort of give up on it.
And the implications of this are absolutely astounding. After all the work and research and emails and testing and everything that went into the production of this video, I'm not normally one to sit here ringing the alarm bells and doing the oh my god red arrow click face thing, but
is this guy a lawyer? If not, please get your legal information from an actual media lawyer. There's so much bad information out there. Well, first of all, I agree. Always make sure to check your sources and not just take everything you hear from a streamer or a YouTube video as 100% fact. You always need to get more information. But we don't know what he's talking about yet, so like no need to judge yet. Met someone who created a dog breeding program using ChatGPT. I don't know what does that even mean. So like let's give him a chance and hear what he has to say.
I think we might be kind of fucked. And to prove it to you, I'm gonna show you how I started copyright claiming myself using AI-generated content for only about $30 in a couple of minutes, in clear violation of almost all the rules of all of these platforms, with zero consequences. So buckle in, because this is pretty bad. Going by the analytics here, as around 40,000 of you will remember, and as around 600,000 of you may have seen, a little while ago I posted a video where I tier listed all of the equipment here in my home studio, and then a couple of weeks later, mysteriously, that video went offline.
I like his light.
This video, at its core, is about why that happened, but more importantly, it's about the absolutely maddening rabbit hole that all of this sent me down. In that video, I decided to use some stock background music, which normally I don't do because I write all the music for my videos, but this one was a little bit different and it was really long and it was just kind of for fun. While I was editing the video, I went onto a royalty-free music website and grabbed some different tracks, and I happened to find one that was AI generated. It was noted that it was royalty-free, the creator even said so in the description, and I used it. I uploaded the video, and a few weeks later,
invent KFC,
I got a
about to
on their behalf. And that's actually a pretty big deal. If you're a content creator or musician, you're probably already familiar with the absolute hellscape that is YouTube's content ID system. I mean, this isn't even my first rodeo with it. I've produced several videos about why it's an absolute nightmare, like when I almost got a strike for using a clip of a fight at a Waffle House, or my video about why musicians who use samples or loops, even though they're royalty-free in their music, might be liable for copyright claims against the music they created with those samples. Now, you might be asking, why should you care about this in particular? Well, if you are a smaller YouTuber who maybe just recently got monetized, or maybe you're a career YouTuber who has an external editor who handles the music in your videos, or maybe you run a very large channel and edit all your videos yourself, or whatever, if you use music in the background of your videos and it happens to be AI generated, or you use AI music specifically because you assume it's safe for copyright claims, YouTube might have just made one of the most impactful and terrible decisions when it comes to copyright and music on this platform. And even though none of it is really legally enforceable, there's absolutely nothing you can do about it.
Yay!
If you're not familiar, when a copyright claim is filed on your video on YouTube, the monetization from that video is held in an escrow account. This means that nobody gets the money until this claim is resolved. In the case that you win, you're all good and you get the money. If you lose, though, the money for that video now goes to whoever made the claim. You could dispute this, but there can be massive consequences if you lose that dispute. You might get a copyright strike, or maybe even lose your channel altogether. Long story short, Content ID is a fingerprinting system from Google that detects copyrighted content from the internet in its database.
Now, what he didn't mention, probably because it was going to go off on a tangent, so I'll go off on the tangent for him, is that when this happens to you on YouTube, not only are the funds held in the account, but they also stop pushing your video to people. So it's a sort of mini shadow ban. It's like a shadow ban on that particular video. And not only that, it then also hurts the videos you publish after that as well. So not only, and let's say the content is 100% yours and it's really just some scammer. Not only are they scamming, but they're also hurting your channel's ability, your channel's reach ability. So it's not just a singular issue that happens, it actually really impacts your channel. And it's something that like they won't fully admit, but everybody knows. So, and I also have something to say about this part of it as well, once he's finished.
Using a variety of different services, you or anyone else could upload content to this database to have it tracked across different platforms so that if and when your copyrighted content is used without your permission, you are notified and in some cases compensated. At its core, Content ID was designed as a good thing. It's there to protect your copyrighted works, and it's an extraordinarily powerful tool for copyright protection. The problem is, it can be pretty easily abused.
Yep.
So why does this matter exactly? There are no shortage of distribution services out there that someone could use to distribute AI-generated music and get it added to Google's Content ID database.
So before he goes on even more, the other super backwards thing about this is, Adna, thank you for the 9 gifted subs. Thank you so much. Let's say you have 2 YouTube accounts and somebody steals your content. You have to copyright strike them. YouTube then asks, do you want to prevent other users from using this content in their videos in the future? And then it adds your content to this copyright library. And it's like a digital traceable watermark, right? So it tells YouTube like that content belongs to this channel. Any other person that posts it is going to automatically get demonetized, more or less. Well, what YouTube doesn't have in place is a way to say, hey, Sasha Grey and Sasha Grey VODs are the same owner. So guess what? When Sasha Grey VODs uploads a full VOD that's 6 hours long and 5 to 15 minutes of that content appears in this video over here that's part of the copyright library, we're going to prevent Sasha Grey VODs from being able to upload any of that footage. Like straight up prevented. It's so stupid and so backwards. And yes, this has really happened. This really happened. It's not only demonetized, it straight up does not allow the video to be uploaded. It is crazy. All right, are you guys bored yet, or do you like this video?
So that anyone who uses it, or uses something that sounds enough like it to trigger the Content ID system to flag it, ends up getting to have their copyright claim filed, and if someone disputes it, it comes back to you to decide, nope, too bad, and away you go. Now, in fairness, most of these music distribution platforms will have some sort of safeguard that says, hey, before you upload this, you need to check this box that says it wasn't AI generated, or you need to check this box that says it doesn't use any commercial loops or samples that might trip other people's songs up because that's not fair and yada, yada, yada. But there's literally nothing preventing you from just clicking the right boxes and uploading it anyway, even though it's a clear violation of that platform's terms of service. So that's exactly what I did.
Hear my cheeks clap, claps.
Before we get any further into the weeds, though, we should probably take a quick refresher here on how copyright works when it comes to music. Because even if you're just a human making human music for other humans and you have no interest in AI whatsoever, these same things that protect your copyrights as a person are the same things that make AI music such a nightmare and could even affect your music, even if you've never used or have any interest in AI whatsoever. But we're gonna get into all that in a minute. Music copyright works on...
Was it not Pokemon's fault when reposted content was taken down? You're bringing up drama that's like 6 years old, I think. And I believe that so there's a secret understanding between content creators that content creators are not going to copyright strike each other's videos if they use content from each other. It's like a silent understanding. At least in the live streaming world, let's say. And I think what happened with that is, I don't even remember because it was so long ago, but I think they were in a public I don't even remember who it was, but I think her and another person were constantly arguing and doing videos on each other. And then finally to end it, she was just like, screw it, I'll do a copyright strike. Which like in theory, she could have every right to do, but it's like opening a can of worms, because if you guys both did this thing where you're coming at each other and using each other's content, and then you don't like that last video so much you decide to strike it, it's a weird move. So I think people got pissed at her for that. But again, that's ancient history drama, so I don't even know if I'm accurate with those details. It's not playing the game, and that's exactly what their intentions are when they're doing that kind of stuff exactly. Not surprising, YouTube for the last few years are trying to find new ways to demonize their creators. Absolutely. And like, that's why it's so easy for them to push shorts instead of full-length videos, because of course they want to compete with TikTok. Of course they want to compete with the Instagram Reels. I mean, they're bigger than Instagram, but still, of course they want to compete in this zone of short form content. They are Google, and it's so easy to do because they know the dopamine hit that normal people get who post content. And so let's say this person's not even a creator, they just like posting videos. That person gets 20 million views, and holy shit, I got 20 million views. That's absolute madness. There's tons of videos on YouTube you can watch about how much money people actually see from their YouTube shorts. And it's nothing. It's like, I think somebody broke it down, 20 million views, you get like $15 US or something. I might be wrong on that number, but it's very minimal. But it works because it's that they tap into the addiction of that gratification that users get by getting those 20 million views. So then they pay out less for these shorts as well, but then they just expect more and more and more content to be made for close to zero. This is actually one reason why I stopped, part of why I stopped investing so much time into YouTube. Because they kept changing the rules, they kept changing the algorithms to the point where like you don't even know where you fit in. And I've said this before, but like YouTube is really going the way of television. I believe that's their goal. And you see it in all of their practices. You see that in the way they enforce rules or don't enforce rules. They want everything to be as family friendly as possible so advertisers stay happy. So I really do think they're going the way of television, where few will be rewarded, and then few will probably also get funded either by insanely large sponsors, collaborations, or by YouTube itself. So yeah, that's a really big reason why I stopped putting so much time into it. It just it was not worth the return whatsoever. Because then at that point, it's like, well, then you need to become a YouTuber, and that has to be your only focus, where I'm the opposite, where streaming was my focus first. They can just generate their own algorithm-driven content soon. And what's strange about all this is YouTube Shorts algorithm actually sucks. It's really bad. You guys saw it when I was trying to find those Mike Tyson clips.
Just a couple basic cornerstones. After you've written a piece of music, you own the copyright to it, and this is protected and determined by just a few key factors, like the melody, the lyrics, if there are any, the distinctive structure and voice leadings, and other defining characteristics that identify that specific song against another one. Broadly speaking, the two key factors that determine a copyright dispute are substantial similarity, or if the average person would say the two songs are the same, and the idea of access, or if the person infringing on the rights of one song could have reasonably had access to hear the original and then copy it in some way. Determining the outcome of one of these disputes really falls down to argument much of the time, and that's really the source of all of the "did artist A really just steal artist B's song" videos and lawsuits and all that we've seen about 1 billion times over by now.
Robots ain't got no rights.
All this raises the ultimate question here. Does AI-generated music or content really have any sort of claim to copyright? And the answer is no. Kinda. Sorta. Maybe. Back in 2023, the US Copyright Office set out a few rulings for how copyright and AI-generated content work. Broadly speaking, AI-generated content has no ability to claim copyright protection and is not protected in any real way. However, they did say that if there is sufficient human authorship involved, then that work may be eligible for copyright protection. This raises the all too important question, what exactly is sufficient human authorship? And the answer to that is nobody really knows, because this has never been challenged or taken to court where any precedent has been set. And at least at the time of making this
was just a Band-Aid that they had to write down on paper. The truth is nobody knows yet. And it's gonna get so out of hand. Pandora's box has been opened. And so they had to write something down. And it's just a Band-Aid for them to, in the meantime, possibly prepare something more concrete. Or not.
Video, this means that we are still in the Wild West hellscape of AI-generated content and its copyright protection eligibility, and it's gonna get a whole lot worse before it gets any better. In fact, just a couple weeks ago, I was offered a pretty significant amount of money to promote some other AI platform that claims it's offering a robust set of monetization tools for AI creators, specifically so that they can start grifting money off the internet with all this AI music slop garbage.
You watched this earlier?
The core of the problem here starts to emerge when you think about not just how AI music is generated, but also...
That's why you need younger lawmakers who understand this, absolutely. And speaking of that, somebody in chat earlier said, I hope, is this guy a lawyer? And I said, well, we don't even know what he's gonna say yet, so let's give the video a try and not judge him yet. But I actually recently was in touch with the lawyer, and I asked some questions about AI that they couldn't answer. And they gave me a fake answer. They gave me a halfway answer. And then they also tried to walk back something they said on the phone and changed what they said in an email, and I also didn't like that. But it's shocking just how many people don't know how to analyze this stuff, but also because, as we just saw in the law, it's very vague. And yet they're also usually non-technical, so they don't understand it at all, right? I don't trust him if he's being offered by AI companies. How is he not trying something? He's literally telling you that he doesn't trust these companies because he can see that they're the type to scrape the internet and use their AI to fake copyright claim. Getting offers doesn't mean you take an offer, okay? Just like I said, people offer to send me things that I don't accept because I'm not interested in them. Just because you're offered something, just because you're asked to do a collaboration doesn't mean you agree to it or say yes to it. So it's pretty much the reverse. He's being very transparent about this so far. Small turtle napkins.
How copyright works with music in general, as we discussed earlier. These AI models are trained on databases of music, but almost none of them have clearly stated where exactly these databases were sourced from. In one rare and particularly troubling insight, back in August of 2024, the co-founder of Suno admitted that their models are trained on music they sourced from the open internet. The open internet, as you can probably guess, is just the internet at large. This means that any music out there on the surface web was considered fair game by any platform that trained on it. This is also why the RIAA opened up legal complaints against several major AI music platforms, claiming that the platforms were trained on the music of artists without their consent. The argument here largely falls down to a thought experiment in the world of AI content creation, commonly referred to as the Chinese room experiment. To put it very simply, if you put a person in a room where they saw some Chinese symbols and all they had were some rules and a data set to reference to create a response that is accurate and makes sense, they could then output some kind of response based on the input. On the outside, it would appear that whoever is in the box clearly speaks fluent Chinese, when in reality, they're just referencing some rules that they have to formulate a response without any idea what that response actually means or implies. This is probably an easy way to see why AI-generated music is a real problem, especially when it generates...
It's a great analogy. All the news is pushed by execs, VCs, CEOs trying to make AI more money. The LLMs are just burning a pit of money right now. Yeah, a while back, earlier this year, I did a video on, I don't remember if it was my ChatGPT video, but I broke down the money that's being invested, at least like what's being reported, into AI, ML, and it's absolutely insane. It's the number one, I think, it was so long, I don't remember, but I want to say it's the number one, it's the fastest growing industry in terms of monetary investments, I believe is what we discovered when I did the research for that video. And it's crazy because it feels like gambling. That everybody wants to be a part of it, so they're just throwing money at it, but truly nobody completely knows what they're doing yet. It is a wild, wild west, like you said. And what it appears to be on the surface, at least, is that everybody wants to grow their ML or like train their models as fast and best as possible in order to compete. Thomas, thank you for the Prime. Either first or last, exactly.
Something that's similar enough to an existing artist's work, and really why it's a problem that it exists altogether. Because AI-generated music has melody, lyrics, and voice leading, and the other general defining characteristics that we classify as a piece of music, technically, it meets all the same requirements that human-created music does to qualify for copyright protection. Now this in itself could be a whole video deep dive rabbit hole, so we're just gonna kind of have to move on here for the sake of time, but hopefully that makes sense as to why AI causes so many problems for copyright and music. Because whatever it creates, in theory, all it would take is someone to then upload that to a service like Content ID to cause a whole lot of headaches and problems for the rest of us.
I stole my own music with AI.
To test all this out, I ended up going on Suno and asked it to create some music that sounds like me. And of course, there are now protections against asking it to imitate certain artists, but by engineering the prompt a little bit, and with a little bit of trial and error, I was actually able to get pretty damn close to my own tracks. This is something that a lot of artists and labels are upset at, especially when you see that there are entire websites or forums dedicated to prompts that you can use to emulate a specific artist's sound. You may have seen this cropping up on different streaming services where people have used AI to imitate a specific artist's style and then released tracks or albums under that artist's name, trying to get some money out of it. One streaming platform, Audius, even touts this as a feature and actively encourages artists to allow people to rip off their music. Now, in fairness, and I guess in the interest of playing devil's advocate a little bit here, you can say that all music can be broken down and classified with things like genre and instrumentation and arrangement and whatnot. This isn't that big of a deal. However, when you consider that musically speaking, all it takes to cause a problem here is for one thing to sound enough like another thing. And in this case, it's an AI-generated thing versus a human thing, but the AI-generated thing was told to generate something that specifically sounds like this specific human. If that human makes more music or uses a melody that sounds similar to the AI thing, and the creator of that AI thing uploaded that result to a service that adds it to Content ID, that's going to start causing a lot of headaches for everybody. This all becomes even more of a nightmare when you understand that some services also offer ways to upload a clip of audio to base a result on. This in particular creates a really unique problem for musicians and labels and anyone running a music catalog going forward, because when you take into account something like licensing, let's say, where someone wants to use your song in a TV show or a video game or a movie trailer or something, and they decide for some reason that they don't want to license it from you because they can't afford it or they don't want to or whatever, all they would need to do is take a clip of your song and upload it to one of these AI services that features a reference audio input function and then generate something based on that that's legally different enough, maybe, to circumvent the need to license it from
existed in the last 20 years or so. Well, you can say yes, that like in to a point where many different DAWs that you have available, like Logic, for example, you can input tracks, you can tell it to break it down for you, what key it's in, and give you the whole song structure. And then you can go in and sort of, which this part requires some knowledge and skill, then you can go in and you can do a remix, for example. It's a really easy way to do a remix is by inputting a song in this way. Or if you want to make your own original track, same thing. You already have the basics of what's there and you want to make something similar, but you need to change it enough. Yes, in theory, this is exampled for a long time. But with AI, ML, it's just becoming that much more advanced to the point where there's not even the human touch. It doesn't require a skill other than learning to use the platform in which you're using this on. And you can argue sampling all day because, I mean, Jay Dilla was a master of sampling. Like, you wouldn't have half your favorite hip hop if it weren't for Jay Dilla. Like, so you can argue sampling is an art, and then you can argue the shitty sampling, which does of course exist, but there is a true undeniable art form when it comes to sampling, which is a different thing, not necessarily what we're talking about here.
from you. As an example of this, check out these two clips. I uploaded a clip of one of my original songs and then used the AI reference audio function to generate something different.
My shit's flickering again. Jogger.
Now that really sucks, because I guess you could say that's different enough to not technically be the same thing, and that would mean whoever uses that is free and clear to do so. And in theory, if they released the soundtrack for whatever that went into and decided to copyright it, I could be infringing on their copyrights, maybe to some degree. Or if I write more music in the future, I could be infringing on my own copyright of their maybe copyright because I wrote music that sounded too much like me. And unfortunately, there are no real protections against this either. Even though platforms like Suno will claim that tracks that are using copyrighted works or have vocals detected are stuck as being private or cannot otherwise be downloaded, you could simply record the output of a free tool like OBS and then use it and be on your merry way.
Which a lot of people do already before all this.
As a reasonable human being, you would probably hope and pray that siphoning money off of creators using AI-generated content and copyright claiming them would be way more work than it's really worth. But the truth is, it's actually really easy, and it's not even that expensive to get started. So I did it to myself, and it took me less than 20 minutes. I went onto an AI
Does this guy have a
music creator,
podcast?
I generated some stuff with a free account, I downloaded the track and then slapped it underneath some footage of me talking, and then uploaded that to my alternate YouTube account. Then I created an account with a music distribution service. I uploaded that AI-generated track and paid the fee for Content ID. All said and done, this took me about 15 minutes and cost me roughly $30. And wouldn't you know it, a little while later, I got a notification that my video was copyright claimed by me for using
Dingus
my
the Chungus. Wow. Plot twist, he's an AI character.
And horrified, thinking, why is there no enforcement for any of this? And the unfortunate truth is, there kinda can't be. With the service I used to upload the music, even though I was in clear violation of their policies for submitting this to Content ID, all I had to do was just check the right boxes and it was uploaded and submitted with no questions asked. On YouTube's end, after disputing the claim on my own video that prompted this whole video, YouTube's response was simply that they're just not in a position to determine or enforce any of this, and it's just a matter of too bad, so sad, better luck next time, sucks to be you. This means that the only real way for me to take this any further to resolve the dispute would be to go out, hire lawyers, take all of this to court for what would inevitably be a very long and pointless and expensive legal battle just to prove the point to YouTube that this was AI generated and shouldn't be eligible for copyright protection through systems like Content ID. Ultimately, this means that there's no real protection and no real enforcement. So if I decided to sit down and make a bunch of AI-generated music slop and upload that to a bunch of free background music for YouTube video websites that are popular, and then I decided to start claiming people through Content ID, well, they're f***ed. It probably goes without saying that the implications of this and how far-reaching they are is extremely troubling, to put it lightly.
Musician and copyright attorney Damian Real and programmer Noah Rubin created a catalog of every possible melody and released it as a public domain, so I wonder how this will impact copyright conversation. That's such a lawyer move. Slop, see? Like Trotsky.
If you're a musician, in theory, if your music you wrote...
That kind of feels like, do you remember, squatting? Not squatting IRL, but domain squatting. A lot of people would buy up domains, and now there are laws against domain squatting. Still, You have to have money to fight those things, though. But the laws do exist.
Sounds too similar to a track that someone else made with AI and then they decided to add their track to Content ID, you could get claimed. If someone likes your music, but they can't afford what you're asking to license it, or just don't want to bother asking to license it, they could just rip it off using the audio input functions of some of the more popular platforms. And if the results sounded similar enough, who knows? Maybe now you're infringing on their copyrighted works because the next song you wrote sounded too much like you. If you're a content creator, if you use any AI-generated music in your videos, all it would take is for the creator of that AI track to add it to Content ID, and now you are magically violating their copyrighted work. If you don't use any AI music, but you use music that sounds close to something that someone generated with AI, they could probably claim that as well, and you'll likely lose because YouTube, a literal
I had an old boss who just buy domains, included small city names in Texas just in case. Crazy.
multi-billion-dollar corporation, has absolutely no way to enforce or determine the rights to anything, and, well, it just sucks to be you. This is all a giant nightmare, and you might be asking, what can we do about any of this? And the unfortunate answer is not a whole lot. Until we modernize copyright laws and some of these cases of AI-generated content copyright claims and such are taken to court and precedents are set to establish new laws to keep up with the pace of technology,
does he take a breath?
We're kind of doomed. And unfortunately, the reality of that is, even if one country decides a certain thing, international laws could vary and you still could be just as liable somewhere else as you are where you are now. Even if you're a creator who's not using AI-generated music in your videos, or you're a musician who's not using any kind of AI to create your music, you're still just as liable to respect the apparent magical copyrights of anyone who craps out a bunch of AI garbage and decides to hit the magical Content ID.
This seems sensationalist. No one is really going to claim against you for making music that sounds like you. Maybe you didn't watch the same video we watched or hear the other commentary that I provided. They're going to fake copyright claims in order to steal money from you. And yes, they do that. It's not isolated on YouTube, even explain it on Spotify. This is actually a very common practice, and it's only going to get worse with YouTube. And I even talked about my own experience with this. It's a real issue. People create fake stuff all the time, upload it, pretend it's theirs, and then copyright claim original creators. It is not a new problem. He's talking about the AI copyright claim and how this will change with the advancements of AI and ML.
D button. The frustrating and short truth of it all here is that it's probably going to take a while before any of this gets resolved, and it's probably ultimately just going to be resolved in favor of whoever has the most money to throw at the problem. Oh, man. I guess I should maybe apologize here if this video ends on what feels like a little bit of a bummer, huh? I wish there was a brighter, chipper ending I could slap onto all this with some...
All right, I think it's done. Anyways, we have one more video after this. I have to go to the bathroom though. I just drank like 3 glasses of water, 2 with vitamins in it. Gots to go. Be right back. He looks like a minor X-Men character. Careful, someone's gonna claim peak copyright infringement. Their stream is demonetized. Buh. It's warm in here, cold out there. Looks more fake than Uncle's date mustache. Oh man. Dude, it kept falling off. I think because when the first time I wore it, I used a spirit gum or some sort of, spirit gum, which is this adhesive you use for hair usually, or special effects makeup. And then when I did the date stream, I didn't want that stuff is really annoying to work with, and I was like, I don't want it all up on my skin. It takes a long time to clean. So I was like, oh, double-sided tape, that'll work. Clearly it didn't. Ooh, 100 gifties to the red bar. Brother Khan out here with another 100 gifties. Thank you, Turkey Khan. Thank you very much. Much obliged. Thank you so much. Thank you, brother. GG's. Whew. All right, the next video is probably much shorter, yeah. Staple. Staple would probably be TOS. All right, what does the caption say? I didn't expect Ben Affleck to have the most articulate and realistic explanation where video models in Hollywood is going.
I want to, as we kind of wrap up here, I do want to come back to AI. Jerry, you mentioned it, but you know, Ben, how did earlier you guys weren't here? We did a demonstration. My colleague Andrew Sorkin and I recreated ourselves and our voices. How do you see it? I mean, is it a benefit or is it a real threat? Is it possible that a Netflix could say, we're going to do our own, James Bond thing out there with a bunch of actors that are completely recreated for this market or that market?
A, that's not possible now. B, will it be possible in the future? Highly unlikely. C, movies that will be one of the last things, if everything gets replaced, to be replaced by AI. AI can write you excellent imitative verse that sounds Elizabethan. It cannot write you Shakespeare. The function of having two actors or 3 or 4 actors in a room and the taste to discern and construct that is something that currently entirely eludes AI's capability, and I think will for a meaningful period of time. What AI is going to do is going to disintermediate the more laborious, less creative, and more costly aspects of filmmaking that will allow costs to be brought down, that will lower the barrier to entry, that will allow more voices to be heard, that will make it easier for the people who want to make Good Will Huntings to go out and make it. Look, AI is a craftsman at best. Craftsmen can learn to make stickly furniture by sitting down next to somebody and seeing what their technique is and imitating. That's how large video models, large language models, basically work. A library of vectors of meaning and transformers that interpret context, right? But they're just cross-pollinating things that exist. Nothing new is created.
Not yet.
Yeah, not yet, and really, in order to do that, look, craftsman is knowing how to work, art is knowing when to stop. And I think knowing when to stop is going to be a very difficult thing for AI to learn because it's taste. And also, lack of consistency, lack of controls, lack of quality. AI, for this world of generative video, is going to do key things more. I wouldn't like to be in the visual effects business. They're in trouble. Because what costs a lot of money is now going to cost a lot less. And it's going to hammer that space, and it already is. And maybe it shouldn't take 1,000 people to render something, but it's not going to replace human beings making films. It may make your background more convincing. It can change the color of your shirt. It can fix mistakes that you've made. It can make it, you might be able to get 2 seasons of House of the Dragon in a year instead of 1. And if that happens, according to macroeconomics, in cultures where there are basically oligopolies competing, what should happen is with the same demand and the same spend is they should just make more shows, which should, you should have the same spend and now you can just watch more episodes. And eventually AI will allow you to ask for your own episode of Succession, where you could say, I'll pay $30 and can you make me a 45-minute episode where like Kendall gets the company and runs off and has an affair with Stewie. And it'll do it. And it'll be a little janky and a little bit weird, but
like
it'll
corn.
know their stats, it'll know those actors, and it will, remix it in effect,
Right.
and it will do that. That's the value, in my view, long-term of AI for consumers, which is eventually my hope for AI is that it's an additional revenue stream that can replace DVD, which took 15 to 20% out of the economy of filmmaking, which is, and there should be negotiated rights and
That's a
visual
key
rights
part
to
of
say, if you want to, because what do people want to make 5-minute, 30-second TikTok videos where they look like the Avengers? Well, great. You can, just like you used to be able to buy your Iron Man costume at the store, you're going to buy your Iron Man pack and you and your buddies are going to look like Iron Man and Hawkeye, like, on Twitch. That's what's going to really happen.
Sidka, thank you for the raid. What's up, Raiders? Well, some of the things he touched on in the first 30 seconds of that are similar to what I've said in the past when we've talked about AI on stream. It is Ben Affleck, yeah. The rest of it, I feel he's a little too trusting. But what I will say is I do agree that you cannot replicate the human touch, because there is something magical that happens when humans collaborate. I truly, in my soul, believe in that. And to not go into the doom and gloom rabbit hole, another thing that I like to reinforce is that human beings are great at dealing with adversity. Right? So when we're presented with a problem, we are always inventive enough and creative enough to come up with solutions. So I like to keep that in mind when I see stuff that is scary. Even when humans collaborate, the magic doesn't happen often. That's true. There is a lot of shit. There is a lot of shit that is very accurate. And I do think I disagree to a point, because I do think there will be a point where studios decide to use AI instead of actors. I don't think it will be the dominant method of creating things, but I think there will be a niche for it, just in the same way there's a niche for VTubers. VTubers are huge. Why wouldn't it do well? First thing AI will learn is empathy. That I disagree with. War is more like it. I think it's important to note that no matter how it plays out, only 2 things are true. 1, no one really knows how it's going to affect things. And 2, it'll definitely be used to pump as much money as possible out of their existing assets. Yep. That's why the strike was so important. Yep. Just want a robot manservant. Man! I hope AI ends us all like Terminator. What a cool way to go out. AI learning models have been used for worse since I started computer science in like 2003. Nothing new there. Oh yeah, but they're only going to get more sophisticated. And in training those, in training them, like who do you think is going to train these people? Not people with empathy, or these people. Who do you think is going to be training these programs? Definitely not people with empathy. I don't want to go down the negative rabbit hole, but in that sense, empathy would be a hindrance. The hell? Mosquito? They just keep calling it AI. Yeah, exactly. Instead of being buried or cremated, I want my skull to be crushed into the heel of Terminator skeleton while it's shooting lasers at human resistance. What's this link, Brookie? OpenAI defeats news outlets' copyright lawsuit over AI training for now. A New York federal judge on Thursday dismissed a lawsuit against artificial intelligence giant OpenAI that claimed it misused articles from news outlets Raw Story and Alternet to train its large language models. U.S. District Judge Colleen McMahon said that the outlets could not show enough harm to support the lawsuit, but allowed them to file a new complaint, even though she said she was skeptical that they could allege cognizable injury. What? Raw Story's owners acquired Alternet in 2018. Their attorney, Matt Topic of Levy Levy, said so the outlets were certain we could address the concerns the court identified through an amended complaint. We built our IA models using publicly available data in a manner protected by fair use and related principles. Fair use! And supported by long-standing, widely accepted legal precedents, an OpenAI spokesperson said in a statement. If you use MS Office, make sure you're not allowing any sharing, auto-uploading to the cloud internet. Why? So I had been working on things for a while, and I had been working on things for a while, and like multiple times within, I don't know, a couple months time span, my saves were not saving. And one was like a really important thing I was writing, and I lost my shit. So I actually managed to find a very old version of Word that I bought through some weird website, and I was able to download Word without having to use cloud. And I just like disabled all that shit. Pissed me off. Lost so much work. They just updated and your content is now used. Even Microsoft? Okay. Aren't a lot of artists leaving Twitter because Elon said they're going to use their content to train his AI engine? Gronk, dumb name, by the way. Yeah, I reposted something a few weeks ago about this, that they updated their terms of service on Twitter X, and they are claiming that they can just use your content to train their...
Y'all worried about AI destroying humanity? Look to the sky, folks. It will be a big ol' space rock that will end us. It is not a matter if a meteor will hit the Earth, it is when will the meteor hit.
Mac, thank you for the 10. Thank you, thank you. It used to be you could opt out, but not anymore, I guess. Yeah, like 2 or 3 months ago you could opt out. Now you can't opt out and it's part of the TOS. And sadly, I think this will be very common moving forward. Just in the same way that almost every social media platform you use has something in their terms of service that says that they can use your content and not pay you for it. And it's like a blanket protection that serves them more than it serves you. And what's the likelihood that they're going to do that? It's very low, but it could happen. The difference is that it's training. I think this use case is much different, and in my opinion, feels even like, I want to say an invasion of privacy, but then I know people will laugh like, well, why are you on Twitter if you feel, why are you on social media? But definitely doesn't seem right. But I don't think it'll only be Twitter that does this, really. I see many platforms going that direction. Even, I put it on Discord. I was talking about this. People, like a couple months ago, people were sharing this all over Instagram. It was going viral on Instagram of how to opt out. Like, make sure you opt out. Kind of like when you would see boomers post, Instagram, this post tells you that I don't give you the right to share my stuff. Like, it doesn't do anything. That doesn't mean anything. So just as I went to discover that Pasta Queen is involved with the Church of Scientology, and just like I went to investigate this chef or cook that claimed he was trained by a master cheesemaker and found out that was all a lie, yes, I also decided, okay, well, let's see, what can I do about this? How can I opt out of Instagram, Facebook, Meta? How can I opt out? They make it pretty much impossible. At the very end, when you, why is thoughts blocked? So this Twitch bot is smoking something. At the very end, when you go to submit your request to opt out on Meta, it says, please prove how, using an example, we have used your information with AI. But the irony is that if you even attempt to define this out and get factual information, Facebook, Meta, Instagram, they're just going to hide behind the curtain of, this is proprietary information, therefore we don't owe you an explanation to tell you. So like, it's a lose-lose for humans. Anyways. Good thing I'm not human. Same. Okay, so they filed a lawsuit stating that thousands of their articles were used without permission to train OpenAI's popular chatbot, ChatGPT, and it reproduces their copyrighted material when prompted. The case is a part of a wave of lawsuits against OpenAI and other companies by authors, artists, music publishers, and other copyright owners over the data used to train their generative AI systems. A lawsuit filed by the New York Times against OpenAI in December was the first from a media outlet. Unlike similar lawsuits, Raw Story and Alternet's complaint accused OpenAI of unlawfully removing their articles' copyright management information without arguing that infringed their copyrights. McMahon agreed with OpenAI that claims should be dismissed. Let's be clear about what's really at stake here, McMahon said. The alleged injury for which the plaintiffs truly seek redress is not the exclusion of CMI, but use of the plaintiff's articles to develop ChatGPT without compensation. McMahon said the harm cited by the outlets is not the type of harm that's been elevated to a level that would justify the lawsuit. Whether there's another statute or legal theory that does elevate this type of harm remains to be seen, McMahon said, but their question is not before the court today. That's crazy. Like, absolutely nuts. Just wait for another flash crack on the stock market using OpenAI, then magically new laws will come up. That's an interesting one. But, well, it's been proven that certain companies have already been using this technology for decades, right? So like somebody else in chat commented about war, like ML has existed for a very long time, but the rate at which it's developed for consumer use so quickly in such a short period of time makes it feel so much newer and makes it feel like such a greater threat than it had before. So it's already been proven that companies do this and that they have their own MLs, algorithms, AIs, whatever you want to call them, correct term, incorrect term. For sake of the conversation, we'll say AI, right? So it's already been proven companies implement this and manipulate the stock market. So now let's say that you want to go build a bot that trades for you. So you don't have to wake up at a certain time and lose out on sleep. A lot of these things, in order to build a lot of these types of bots, you need to use existing open source information. And then often what happens is that open source information is limited. Therefore, the goal that you started out with is not able to be achieved because it's limited by the information out there to the average person. I also have spoken to people that started building similar things like this, and they found that they were still being cheated a couple cents. So imagine that you could say, damn, I see that I'm being cheated on a couple cents. And then that couple cents like adds up and up and up, and somebody's pocketing that. So there's always something more nefarious happening in the background, in which usually the people controlling these AIs, MMLs, are the ones profiting the most and making it impossible to have fair competition. Your phone is listening. It's like, I don't know what I'm hearing, boss. You act like people are greedy and have low to no morals when it comes to getting rich. Actually, I don't remember if we talked about this on stream. We might have.
Conversely, the average person lives a life far better than Henry VIII. We have more variety and safer food, better healthcare. Our entertainment is astonishing by comparison. Average peasant never traveled more than 20 miles during their life.
In first world, yep, for sure. Thank you for the 10, Mac. Appreciate it. Thank you. Twitch definitely listens. Oh, yeah, absolutely. Even in Spanish, absolutely. 100%. My buddy who owns an AI company that helps emergency services says because of these quick cash grab companies, it's getting harder to find investors. I feel like that's a really cool and honorable niche. But as I talked about a little bit earlier in one of the AI videos I did on stream earlier in the year, it is like the #1 most monetized startup industries at the moment, meaning like the growth rate is surpassing any other industry in terms of raising funds. But it's also one of those things like it's always who you know. It's always about who you know, bringing on people to, maybe bringing on people to his board to add credibility. And then with that person on their board, they can have a better chance at raising funds. I had a friend who had a startup out of the country who was like desperate to come to America to bring legitimacy to the thing he did, because where he was from, nobody was really interested in startups. So in most industries, it can really be about who you know. But I can also see somebody being like, oh, emergency services. Why do I want...
You would have been very popular during the Dark Ages, though. Giant heads were very popular back then.
This is true. Thank you for the 10, Mac. Yeah, I feel like it also suffers from that thing of like, oh wow, it's AI that does something for good for humanity. I don't know if I want that. I don't know if I want to be involved in that. But I feel like that could be a really powerful niche if they get the right person on board to support it. Oh yeah, Will Smith eating spaghetti is peak humanity. Who has ChatGPT specifically, not another one right now? Who has access to it right now? Okay, so half a chat is GPT. I don't, you can tell by my typos. Okay, so How about you guys type in to ChatGPT, ask ChatGPT, is the pasta queen a Scientologist? And tell me what answer you get. Can I use AI to write Sasha macro fanfic though? Literally any AI chat girlfriend app site can do that for you. It's cringe. The pasta queen. I have a theory about those things. There is no publicly available evidence to suggest that the pasta queen, Nadia Caterina Muno, is a popular social media that is associated with Scientology. Her content primarily focuses on cooking, Italian, no involvement in any particular religious spiritual practice. If you have come across a specific claim or rumor, feel free to share it and I can look into it further. Yeah, so that's a lie. I found information and gave it to ChatGPT and they said they would update it and they didn't. But you can't trust a bot, you know what I mean? You can't even trust chat. How could you trust a bot? So, wink, wink, we're not a cult. So, I actually found credible sources showing that she has ties to Scientology. Why? Because it was a stupid rabbit hole I went down after reading a subreddit where somebody made this claim and I informed myself further instead of just believing some random person on a subreddit. Beat you to it, Mac. So I provided that information. Prompting does matter. I should show you guys the document, and I think I did a pretty good job. I was inspired by that video we watched on stream, where the guy tried to prove or tried to get ChatGPT to prove it was had feelings or was sentient. I was inspired by that guy. We should fact check and not trust any random person online. Reddit is a public message board, just like Twitch chat, just like any social media platform, essentially. Yes. And that's how, let's not go down the misinformation rabbit hole, but that's how misinformation spreads like wildfire. ChatGPT doesn't update it on its own in terms of verifiable information. They update it centrally ever so often. They can only memorize things about you in the current and past conversations. Oh yeah, no, I get it. So I'm curious, and again, proprietary information, I'm curious how often it does get updated. I wasn't expecting it to be overnight or even within a week's time span, and how they actually then choose to update information as well. Exactly, Superbird. Yeah, but what if somebody writes fake articles? You see what I'm saying? This is how it's still super flawed, is like, what if somebody publishes a bunch of fake articles and publishes them in a convincing way, and then like trains or convinces the system to believe and accept that that's correct, verifiable information? Is it just going to update it? There are just so many unknowns. But in this case, I was putting in credible information. I asked ChatGPT if Sasha Grey was her uncle. It said no. That is so sad. I hate that. Tell it you're wrong. Well, I have credible proof. One of the devs on my project asked ChatGPT to clarify issues we have, and ChatGPT tells us wrong info all the time. It just, oh yeah, no, like.
AI is the genie that is not going back into the bottle. Shake your fists and scream at the sky all you want. It won't change anything. Sorry.
Holy lentils. Yeah, no, man, I agree with you. We've already opened Pandora's box. I totally agree with that. Thank you for the 10, Mac. You raise an important point about why ChatGPT should not be called AI. Well, and I think that's too late. I think that's far too late. For the normies and for all the plebs, it's AI. That's what people are referring to it as. And to try and change that now is going to be near impossible. ChatGPT said you must be joking. Say, I have proof. That happens all the time, but the strength is in numbers. One instance being fed false information doesn't overshadow another 2 billion instances of looking at the normal sources. But what if it's like new information that's not been disputed? So not necessarily like true versus false, but new. And another thing is like the way search engine optimization works. If you type in the pasta queen, you're going to find tons of articles about her. You're going to find a lot of links to her social media, a lot of links to her collaborations. So this other, that which all is pushed to the forefront because it gets clicks, more clicks than the other stuff, right? So anyways, but to the point, back to the point of the false information that is shared by these platforms often is so true. And I think it isn't going anywhere. You can't shake your fist at it, but I think that is worrisome as well, because you can find contradictions with a very quick search, but I think a lot of people are going to start using ChatGPT or other similar programs in the same way that they use Google or other search engines, and then they're just going to take those things as fact without going to investigate further. I was researching something and I was curious what information I would get, right? So I asked for verifiable resources or based on what it output to me. Okay, so like which sources, verifiable sources, sorry. So I asked for sources, and then in all the sources, it was a mere sentence. It wasn't actually the source material. So I was like, okay, well, can you provide the links to those sources? And then many of the times it could not provide any link. So then I would keep prompting it to give me more and more information. And it came to the point where I would have to then like copy paste the alleged source's information and then look it up, and then I could never find the source. Crazy. Ask ChatGPT if you can breathe from your butt. It's revisionist, but usually the meat of it's true, but the devil's in the details. Yes and no. I wouldn't say the meat of it is true, actually. I would say that there's a lot missing. They're still not sophisticated enough. And so if you're going to look for an answer, oftentimes there is a lot of information missing, or even just straight up wrong. I have found a lot of wrong information, actually. Not just lack of sources, but like wrong information. Something that I know well, I look up out of mere curiosity, wrong. Most people's sources hear someone who says it's true. Oh, well, that fucker isn't showing any sources. Exactly.
AI is making new scientific discoveries right now. We are at the tipping point where artificial superintelligence, is actually developing as we speak.
Mimicking mankind. Mac, thank you for the 10. Yeah, and that's goes back to what I said earlier, is that to not get too much into the doom and gloom of it, I like to remind myself that at least human beings are good. at dealing with adversity. So we always find ways to combat things, right? We are able to rise above difficulties. And then on the flip side, yes, I think in terms of medicine, science, as a whole, education, I hope that in that respect, at least, many good things come out of it. We're on infinite context. Lukowski, thank you for the 18 months. We're like cockroaches. That's why every AI company should share their sources by law. Also, podcasters, they're the same. Oh man, we're so beyond that. Speaking about cult of personality, like people just yap about whatever they want, and their cult, not a cult, just takes it as fact. Rogan GPT. Earth is just one big Joe's apartment. Speaking of vlog, I'm gonna call it early, chat, because I'm gonna go do a mini social media vlog. Infinite snooze. Yeah, you know that feeling. Where we may see it when it will be ready. Oh, I don't know when it will be ready yet. I have to see what kind of footage I get, and hopefully it looks good. Uncle, wait. Oh yeah, I posted the thing on the uncle thing from ChatGPT. Yeah, I'm gonna go do a mini vlog. It's not gonna be on YouTube. It'll be for social media only. Because I took a look at the place and I feel like doing a full vlog would be a little too complicated and maybe difficult to pull off well. So I think it's just safer to go with limited equipment and have something rather than fighting for good footage, you know? I don't see the where'd you post it? Oh yeah, chat, tomorrow, IRL stream. It's gonna be a good one. I'm keeping it a secret. Thank you, Viz. I'm keeping the content a secret. Where is where'd you post it? Sub chat or general nerds? No, I don't see it. YouTube video media? No? Screen grabs? No? Secret IRL stream would be a first. I did it again! I saw it! I flinched again! I saw it before I heard it!
I found a woman whose craziness matches my craziness. Watch out, world.
Hell yes, watch out, world. Like a hurricane. GG's. I'm ready for the hurricane, for the fires, for the mayhem. I want to see it all. Brother Khan, thank you for the hundo. Thank you very much, Brother Turkey Khan. Much obliged. Congrats, OG. GG's. kid you not, she's like a mini me with nails. Could be a good or bad thing. Depends what you're into. Okay, I didn't find the link, but chat tomorrow. Tomorrow. Wrong channel. Step away from the nasty lady. Oh, the Game Awards. We didn't even get to that. Sorry. Hopefully tomorrow. Tomorrow. Not tomorrow. Tomorrow. Stream will start around, I was 16:30. Between 16:30 and 17:30. That is between 4:30 and 5:30 my time, French time, all right? I'm still in France, yes, yes. So we have another IRL stream to do. And I can't believe that I made this happen, but I finally made it happen. I'll be starting with one thing, and then the highlight will come later in the stream. And I'm not even going to put it in the going live notification, so I'm going to keep it a secret until we get there. But it's going to be super funny, so you definitely don't want to miss tomorrow's stream, chat. Forehead reduction surgery. Well, it's going to be later than I start. I guess it would be later than I started today, probably. Have to wait a whole other week for your turkey. I felt like it was this week too for some reason. I still didn't watch The Substance. No, I almost did last night, and then I was doing too much planning and I lost track of time. Sasha Grey is not an uncle. Fucking lie, ChatGPT. She's a well-known American actress, model, author, and musician. Most famous for work in other entertainment before transition to mainstream acting and other creative endeavors. The term uncle typically refers to a male relative, so it's not an accurate label for her. It sounds like... Oh, fuck, I have to open it. Sasha Grey is my uncle. That's right. That's right. It sounds like you're joking or making a playful statement. However, Sasha Grey is not typically referred to as an uncle since she's a female individual. If you're using the, and then it cuts it off, lie, ChatGPT. You lie. Hater. Also my brother, Brew Brew. She's literally referred to as uncle hundreds of times a day, liar. Tell GPT, yeah, I wouldn't threaten ChatGPT. But the first part, yes. We will format your servers. Hurricane. That's gotta be your next date night song. Deal. Thank you for the gifted sub. Thank you. All right, chat. I'm out of here. Tomorrow, very exciting IRL stream planned. But now I'm gonna do a mini vlog for social media. So yeah, I'll see you guys tomorrow, and I will post that on Discord announcements. Also, check out my new YouTube video. Posted on Saturday if you didn't watch it already. I'm very happy with this one as well. We visited a distillery in France, and you can check out the edit on my YouTube. Very proud of that one. It said typically exactly. All right, guys, see you tomorrow. Tomorrow. Okay, bye.